Morning, y'all. Pete here with Green Dreams, and I'm sitting out here in a patch of perennial peanut. So perennial peanut, like sunshine mimosa, is one of my favorite lawn alternatives. A lot of the local municipalities here in Pasco, Pinellas, and Hillsborough County have started to plant this in some of the medians. So this is a sustainable lawn alternative, a nitrogen fixing ground cover. You know, this produces beautiful little yellow flowers, and it's just starting to flower out again right now, that are edible. Not much of a flavor to them, but they are edible. Doesn't require a lot of water, doesn't require a lot of nutrients, doesn't require a lot of care. And we find this to thrive on neglect. This patch I'm sitting in might have been 2 or 3 plants when we planted it. There's many different varieties of perennial peanut. This variety that we're growing here is called Flora Graze. And we find this one does a little bit better in a shade application. When we're in a more full sun setting, we tend to use the EcoTurf, which seems to be a little bit more rhizomal. This one seems to grow more on the top and the surface. This makes a great lawn alternative, fills in very thick. You know, once it does get dense, it can actually start to choke out the weeds. So this is a great lawn alternative here in Florida. You know, it's got a little bit of yellow in it right now. It's just recovering from the winter. It does get set back a little bit here in Florida. And the biggest problem I see is, like with the cities, they're maintaining it like it's grass. You know, they're cutting it still every week. This only needs to be maybe line trimmed once a year. You know, when you get a couple of weeds in it, you pull them out. Well, what's happening with the city and the municipalities, you know, they're actually running it over with the lawnmower. They're spreading that weed seed, and they're taking that one little problem and turning it into 50. You know, and instead of, you know, giving those guys that are cutting the grass a break and maybe having them pull weeds, they're still sending them out to cut this like it's grass. And this isn't grass. This maybe needs to be cut once a year. There's a lot of cattle farmers that are starting to introduce this in their fields. There's even horse farms that are starting to introduce this in their fields. You know, peanut hay, it goes for a lot more money. It's becoming a lot more valuable, and I bet you there's probably 20 varieties of perennial peanut out there now. The 2 main ones we deal with, like I said, EcoTurf, Flora Graze. We find the Flora Graze does much better in a dappled light situation. So this has made a beautiful patch for us. Great ground cover. It's perennial, so it's here all year long. We don't need to replant it. Perennial peanut. I suggest giving it a try. Like, subscribe, share. Thank you all.